to order. You wanna-
Reyes here.
Jones here,
Leonard here.
Church here.
and we have an open seat that we'll be talking about later tonight. So, 2 is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Certification of compliance of open meeting law.
Yep.
Clerk Treasurer Muller. Might as well say that for the first time. Okay, so we're good. Now we move into the agenda and approving it. There was a request to move, since we have to do a resolution on Clerk Treasurer Loth, we're going to move that up.
Yes.
Where should we move that? Just before the consent agenda?
Yes.
Okay, so that was a request made. Is that, consider that a motion?
6A.
Someone should make a
No.
motion to
Well-
move 6A.
Aren't we making a motion for any and all changes?
Yes, it would be all of them.
Yep.
So
Open
I have
discussion.
a couple.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
What- She has something more.
I know,
Oh, okay.
but in discussion, we can
Okay,
change everything around. That
okay. Go ahead.
I made a motion.
Oh,
Second,
okay, so now we're into discussion.
okay, I have a couple of things that, one is I would like to remove 5E from the consent agenda, the park committee report. The December meeting for the park committee was tabled to January 14th, and so the minutes will be approved at that meeting, and they are not approved yet, so we can't put them in the consent agenda. The other item that I wondered if we shouldn't table is the employee handbook, since it hasn't been shared with the employees, and we have closed session discussions that totally impacts the employee handbook, so I was thinking we should probably table that until we are done with making modifications all the way around.
My understanding of the, what is it, 9C was just an update that it's received, that the board we need to take action, the board needs to review, and we need to, I don't know, Joe, if you shared it with the employees, we need to forward it to all the employees for review.
I have some discussion to have, but I would like to not only have the board members reviewing it, I'd like to have the employees reviewing
Right.
it at the same time. So that's the
Right,
point
agreed.
of this.
Agreed.
So I would vote to leave it on there.
And closed session isn't regarding the handbook.
Well,
I guess it ties in somewhere.
doesn't it have some impact?
Yes, and those have been listed in my memo that I put in the packet. So we
I
can
just thought discussion should be in closed session and then maybe move that to afterward then.
Well, I had some, after reading through it, I thought my opinion was, I thought we were gonna talk about what we thought should be changed or not, right, tonight, and then move it on to the employees after that.
That's perfectly fine too.
I kinda thought that's why it was in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you were able to get through the whole thing, that's great.
Well, most of it.
That's
So,
at least making
I'd
progress.
like to leave
right?
it, I'd like to leave it and discuss it at least. No, you know.
So can I understand the park committee report you want to remove because it doesn't exist effectively?
No, I'm removing the park committee minutes from November 18th because they have not yet been approved by the park committee.
Oh, so that's in the minutes.
Yeah, that's in the consent agenda.
Yes, no, but it's not the report, it's the minutes.
No, there is no report for this month because we did not meet in December as that meeting was tabled.
Right. Okay,
So then, the other thing was we're gonna move 6A to next,
It would be
4 and
next.
5.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
those,
what do I have to do now, rescind and then remake, or can I just?
Why, I think you were correct.
Someone just needs to make a motion to move 6A up and to remove the park committee report.
Do we have
from
to vote on the
He already
motion
made
that's
a
already on the
motion
table?
in a second, so.
So let's just vote and say no and start
Okay.
over.
Okay.
All in favor?
I,
All opposed?
Nay.
Okay, so
Sorry.
now you can do a new one.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the meeting agenda for January 12th, 2026, with moving item 6A between items 4 and 5 on the agenda and removing the park committee minutes from the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? All right, well, that passes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda for the January.
No,
wait, wait,
we
no,
just
no,
moved
no, 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 no,
resolution
no.
Oh, I'm
2026.
sorry, duh.
We just did that.
We moved 6, so let's do that.
All right.
That's the new one.
So- Yes, so 6A is resolution 2026-1. It reads, whereas Kim Buchanan, the town's former appointed clerk treasurer, resigned, and whereas the town board accepted said resignation at a special town board meeting dated December 29th, 2025, and whereas the town board at that same meeting moved to appoint an interim clerk treasurer, now therefore be it resolved as follows. One, that the town board action to accept the resignation of Kim Buchanan, the former appointed clerk treasurer, is hereby ratified by this resolution. Two, that the town board action to appoint Jean Loth, who had been employed for the town of East Troy in the position of deputy clerk treasurer, comma, as interim clerk treasurer, is hereby ratified by this resolution. In this new appointment, Jean Loth shall serve as clerk treasurer until such time as a suitable town clerk is hired. 3, that the town board shall negotiate a new salary for the additional responsibilities for Jean Loth in her interim capacity of appointed clerk treasurer, with the same to be approved as soon as the parties agree upon fair compensation. 4, that the town board hereby establishes a bond for the clerk in the amount of $5,000, or in the alternative, if the bond is not fixed by the board, the amount is the same as that required of the last clerk treasurer pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 60.31 sub 2, and it's dated this 12th day of January.
I noticed the date was December 30, when we had our
The
meeting.
special meeting.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I saw, and then the other thing is that accurate to say until a suitable town clerk?
That's what you guys voted on.
Okay, because we gotta still have an electors meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, if that can stay like that, that's
It
fine.
can stay like that until the electors change it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so,
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-1 with the one edit of December 30th instead of 29th.
Second.
any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. So then we have 6B. Oh, do I need to do the?
Yes.
Okay. So I have to
Stand.
swear her in, the official oath of office. What do you want to do it, under the flag? Good, I got a picture. All right. Do I need to hold my hand up too? I think I do. Please repeat after me. I, Jean M. Loth,
I, Jean M. Lowe,
have been appointed to the office of the Clerk Treasurer, Police Clerk, Sanitary District Number 3 Clerk
have been appointed to the office of Clerk Treasurer, Police Clerk, and Sanitary District Clerk 3 Clerk,
in and for the town of East Troy.
in and for the town of East Troy.
Swear that I will support the ordinances of the town of East Troy,
Swear that I will support the ordinances of the town of East Troy,
the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin
the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the United States,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Very good. Congratulations. And then where's that state paragraph?
That stays with the clerk.
So then, Clerk Treasurer Loth, I think you were going to provide the second resolution.
Resolution 2026-2, a resolution amending Resolution 2025-13 approving town board election appointments for the 2026-2027 election cycle. Whereas the town board of the town of East Troy appoints various persons to serve as election inspectors, and whereas this resolution approves election inspectors for the 2026 to 2027 calendar years, now therefore be it resolved that the following appointments by the town board of the town of East Troy are hereby approved for the 2026 and 2027 term. Linda Zinda, Chief Election Inspector; Sherry Reilly, Chief Election Inspector; Fred Bressler, Judy McFarland, Geraldine Gordon, Teresa Pankow, Mark Pankow, Kelly J., Nancy Digman, Eileen Altenberg, Patricia Marks, Connie Manley, Dan Heidelmeyer, Matt Hager, Janelle Heidelmeyer, Kim Holgren, Donna Sabilski, Jackie Getz, Irene Keats, Scott Kostritz, Lawrence Bayer, Jim Cox, Annette Cox, Anthony Davis, Laura Disler, Jacqueline Hagedorn, Roberta Heggie, Judy Krinke, Christine Colinci, Debbie Proust, Jenny Ray, Deborah Stritsky, Jennifer Olson, Bernard Stritsky. Dated this 12th day of January 2026.
I move we approve resolution 2026-2, a resolution amending resolution 2025-13, approving town board election appointments for the 2026 through 2027 election term.
One second.
That's a mouthful. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so it passes.
I think we have to go back to the consent agenda.
Well, first I want, since we're on 6, Clerk Treasurer Loth, did you want to speak to the treasurer report?
We only moved 6A.
Oh, that's all we moved?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry.
We overdid it. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda without the park committee report / minutes from 11/18.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so now we're on to 6. So now you can talk about your,
For the clerk treasurer report, I'll be presenting the December and January financial statement at the, or December and January at the February meeting.
so I think that we'll deal with January then. She is trying to get access to some things yet, and she needs that time. So we'll move to public comments, if everybody's okay with that. Please be advised that per state statute 19.84 sub 2, information may be received from the public. Comments are limited to a 4-minute period per person. Be further advised that there will be no discussion on the information received and no action will be taken regarding public comments. Upon conclusion of this citizen participation segment, members of the audience are not allowed further comment unless they are participating in a public hearing or if specifically allowed by a majority vote of the town board due to involvement in a specific agenda item. So with that, is there anyone for public comments? I thought there was going to be 0 for the first time.
Okay, good evening. Over the past year, town administrator, Mary Quirk, 15 year, the town electors and board members have heard many opinions and data about wake-enhanced boating on Lake Beulah. The lake supports more than 1,000 boats, of which roughly 40 are wake-enhanced. Boating has increased dramatically over the last decade, and our shared goal must be to preserve the lake for everyone. First, don't single out a wake boat or using wake boat in surf mode. The behaviors people complain about, unsafe speed, operating too close to shore, ignoring depth limits, are seen across pontoons, fishing boats, ski boats, and wake-enhanced boats. The problem is operator behavior, traffic density, and compliance with rules, not a single class of vessel. Public trust doctrine protects recreational access to navigable waters. Any restriction must rest on robust scientific evidence, not anecdotes. Second, depth and distance matter. Many near-shore areas are shallow. 300 feet from dockside is only about 15 feet. Beaver Camp and Golden Beach are about 10 feet near shore. Wilmer's Grove may require 500 feet to reach 20 feet of depth. BRB recommends a minimum 20-foot depth for wake surfing and 300 feet minimum from shore where that depth is attainable. At those distances, wave energy from wake boats is comparable to other recreational boats. Third, policy must be evidence-based and fair. When drafting ordinances, evaluate boat speed, distance from shore, water depth, traffic density, and operator behavior for all vessels. Every boat can spread aquatic invasive species. Singling out one type is not supported by the evidence. Water quality in Lake Beulah is improving, and our policy should support continued progress. Finally, education and enforcement matter. BRB will continue to promote the 2,300-foot guideline in 2026, and we encourage attendance to the roller safety class on May 16th. I urge the board to revisit permitted hours and enforcement resources so
That's
regulations
time,
are used. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I was not gonna speak, but since wake-enhanced boating was brought up, I'm gonna speak. North 8031, John Stoss. I'd just like to show a picture here to the board. This is 50 years ago, me hanging out with my family, going through the culvert, fishing. I used to go fishing all the time with my dad, my brothers, my sisters, down on Lake Beulah. So I understand everybody wants to use the lake. I want to use the lake. I want everyone that has a boat to use the lake. I'm a strong proponent for the public water trust doctrine. However, right now, most of the testing that's been done on these boats has been done with a 400 horsepower motor. We know the trend is they're coming out with 600 plus horsepower motors. So you probably could get away with 20 feet right now and 400 feet from shore, but I think in 5 to 7 to 10 years, you're gonna have boats with 600 horsepower with prop wash that could blast the bottom of the weeds right off the bottom of the lake. And I think we should stick and hold steady to the 25-foot with 500-foot, create the zones, and let everybody enjoy the lake.
Anyone else?
Brian Fonz, and 8680 Wilmersville Road. I as well was going to speak tonight, but I'm going to just follow up a little bit on what John had mentioned. And we have a boat on Lake Beulah right now that is a G25 Malibu Paragon that is 25-foot long, weighs 8,100 pounds, dry weight, 630 horsepower, holds almost 4,000 pounds of ballast and hold 19 people. It's a huge boat. And that hadn't been tested. The boat we tested was about an average size wake boat. And the data that we had seen is that we need 25 feet of water and 500 feet from shore. That was our own testing. Wisconsin Lake Association, many other lakes are recommending more restrictive parameters than that. Wisconsin Lake Association is 700 feet and 30 feet deep. Lake Geneva is 500 feet and 30 feet deep. Pewaukee and Nagadawaki are 700 feet and 30 deep. Big Green is 700 feet and 40 feet deep. So the problem with Lake Beulah is we're trying to get a solution where the lake is protected and still have some wake surfing to occur on the lake. Problem is, we only have a couple areas where there's about 40 acres with the parameters where these boats won't do damage. And I think it's reasonable to maybe try that for a year and see how it goes. That's what was discussed at the Lake Beulah Management District meeting, and I think the board will probably bring that up as well. And Lake Beulah isn't a perfect lake for wake surfing. There's some challenges with it, and that's the challenge that the board's gonna have. But I think that is a fair and reasonable solution to try and see if it would work. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Two was not going to speak tonight.
See what you started?
Nicole Hudson, W1721 South Shore Drive. We're here to protect the lake for everybody. And what happens with large wakes is things like cross-interference waves, where the wakes collide from multiple directions and produce unpredictable and chaotic water conditions. We get amplified wave heights that rebound offshore lines and return to the center unexpectedly and unknowingly to people like young kids in kayaks or on sailboats and other unexpected boaters, even when you're looking for them. We get stacked wakes when we have multiple wake boats operating in the same zones. We have a long, skinny lake that curves. We've got humps. There's not a lot of good opportunity to have long passes in a safe manner. And we get reduced visibility when operators have a ballast-induced bow rise, making it harder for the other boaters on the water to remain safe. So we are trying to find a way that we can all work together and save and protect the lake for all boaters, but that means all boaters, not solely wake boaters. I stood up here a few months ago and I explained to the board how I am a strong swimmer. I have been on this lake since I was a child, and a wake boat drove past me while swimming and anchored and forced me into the boat, hitting my head despite the strong swimmer that I am swimming against those waves. Everyone should be able to have a safe experience on this lake, and everyone should be able to enjoy this lake. That means whether you're in a kayak, a paddleboard, a sailboat, swimming, on a motorboat, on a ski boat, on a pontoon boat, or in a safe way that does not harm the lake or the people around you in a wake boat. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone? Oh, thank you, Rob.
Robert Wagner, W1683 South Shore Drive. I was not going to talk tonight, but I just want to make this real quick. We've heard all the arguments for or against, what we should do, shouldn't do, all that kind of stuff. If you're going to make a decision, you need to err on the side of caution, not compromise. That's what we need to do. We need to err on the side of caution. We can always roll things back, we can always change things in the future. Once damage is done, we cannot redo that damage. So let's err on the side of caution. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Guess we'll move on in the agenda. Thank you all for your comments. First up is Superintendent Shield.
Everybody, you received my report, any questions on it?
I did not.
I will jump right into the latest and greatest update that we have for the Beulah Heights culvert replacement. we had to do a bid opening change due to a error when it was written, to a change of the date from 2025 to 2026. Nothing was different in any of the paperwork that went out, it was just a date that was printed on it. So the new bids are due back February 6th, 2026 at noon here, and will be opened immediately after that, so we'll know right away who's gonna get awarded the contract. I actually, this afternoon, had talked with Tim Lynch and Craig Webster from the DNR. DNR has the approved plans, they approved them. DNR will let us overlap, because from March 1st to June 15th, you're not supposed to do any work in water. They will waive that right, because I'll get the approval after this. The culvert that's gonna go in is 10 to 12 weeks out. That's already gonna put us past the March 1st deadline for no working. So DNR is gonna work with us with that, so we will be able to get that project done, hopefully starting sometime in March.
So the bids are back 2/26?
Yep, 2/6/2026.
Okay, so 2/6, are we doing that at noon?
Noon, right here.
Right here.
You said start at March, but that won't even be here till May.
It's 10 to 12 weeks out, so you got,
So from the today.
hopefully, you guys will, I gave all you guys a copy of what the contact is, because we have to purchase the culvert for $183,000. We approved that last year already, when the DNR wanted to change from a metal culvert to the concrete culvert.
We had 75,000, right?
Yeah.
This is all we said it was.
Yep, yeah, this is all already been all budgeted for, but you guys need to see it.
Yep.
The sooner we can get this signed and get a check to them, it's gonna help us with the time that it takes before it gets built.
So then, what we need is a motion to approve that expense. I think the total for the culvert is in the 350.
With that, no, I think we're 4.25, 450.
4.25.
Yeah, I think we had 350 budgeted and went up to 75.
Right.
Yeah, to go from the metal culvert to the concrete one.
And again, all this got added to the 26 budget since it wasn't spent and, yeah. Okay,
So,
go ahead.
so we order this, where does this land?
They will get delivered to site.
Right to the site?
Yep. When the bids get back and whenever we get a construction date. Because these are built in Portage,
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
and they'll get delivered right to site.
Great.
It says all how many pieces and whatnot.
Sure,
They're not like 23 tons a piece, so,
right.
but it's just gonna get,
That's pretty heavy.
yeah. And it's gonna be a better product than the metal one that was originally gonna go in anyways. It's gonna give you a wider span and taller height.
To the tune of 4 to 8 feet.
Yeah.
It's pretty wide.
So, what about frost loss? You got 46,000 pounds of concrete coming in right at when we're putting.
Right now, there's no, it's really gonna depend upon when, if we even put mines, right now, there's no frost.
Okay.
Depends upon how the rest of the winter goes.
Can we get through that? I mean, is there, or is that?
It's up to our discretion,
Yeah, that's
and it's our project, so any damage to the roads that we're gonna have to cover, but not gonna hopefully, we're in somewhere in between that we don't have to worry about that. Monthly, usually a frost restriction for a waste.
What's gonna be the disruption to the neighborhood residents?
It'll be a little tough getting in and out, but they are going to construct a one-lane bypass road on the lakeside. And that'll get really restrictive, because it's just gonna be a one-lane road, and I'm sure it's gonna be weight sensitive, as a guess.
And do we have a estimated date for, updating the public?
Once the bid opening is done, I'm sure we will get, I'm not sure in that bid if they'll have a date for construction start. Once we get that, then we will update everybody. Because I do believe we have to do it for one meeting, public meeting anyways, because we only have one.
Right. Is Lynch project managing this?
Yes,
Okay. So
and,
they'll lay out a schedule of
Yep.
some sort.
and unfortunately, Tim and Dan were both out of the office for 2 weeks. Dan's still out, he's actually out of the country. He's the one that has been headlining this whole project. But Tim was I was able to get a hold of him today.
So I guess my concern in approving the 183K today, I know we want to start the clock on building it, but then that leaves us 242K for the proposals, and we have no idea what the proposals will come in at until February 6th. So what if they all come in at 300K and above?
Well, we gotta fix the road.
Yeah, I mean, this started out as an emergency, and unfortunately, with dealing with the state, where they really didn't like our idea with metal, and I think it's been pushing everything back and back and back. They originally gave us the estimated cost, Lynch did, for the whole thing at $350,000. And then we changed
And then
it
when we increased it by
to
75.
yeah.
So what portion of that 350, well, did they ever have an estimate for the concrete? Obviously, whatever we had for the metal plus
At that time was
75.
included with, replacing it with an existing metal.
Metal, right.
Right,
Culvert.
So that when they
And
came
it's
back, I
75.
thought they upped it 75,000.
We
Because of the
approved upping it
concrete, right?
75,000.
And
Yeah.
we made a decision on
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah, it doesn't leave a whole lot for the actual construction part of it. And till we get bids in, we really don't know.
Right. I understand what you're saying, Supervisor Reyes, I get it,
But that's just Lynch's estimate when we originally started this was 350,000.
And I don't think we have a choice.
well, that's my,
again and again.
do we have a choice?
Not according to the DNR.
I mean,
We
you
wanna
have
save the
You have to change the design if you want to get it down below a certain price.
Well, that's one.
I guess where I was at was if it was 350 to start with, and we added 75,
We're at 4 1/4.
Minus 183.
yeah,
Leaves us at 242.
For construction, so. Like I said, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a construction guy, so.
What was the original cost of the metal? Yeah.
Right, that's what I was trying to.
I think that was like
I'm slow, I think.
67,000, I think it was.
we knew that price, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 67,000 we were quoted for the first.
So that puts us in that 280 range.
67, he said,
I do believe I don't have the paperwork.
plus 75, that means
283.
we really only budgeted 135.
So we're like 40,000 off.
42.
Well, 350 minus 67 is 283, right?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the construction, I'm talking about the,
So we originally
183,000.
had 283,000 for the construction, now what we're saying is 425 minus 180, whatever, 80, whatever is, like, you're down to 240.
Yeah, either way, you get to the $40.
You're
40
40,000.
difference,
Yeah.
Short, again.
yep, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, and
Well, maybe they'll come back and it'll be lower.
Are there any opportunities for grant?
Not now, but after we build the bridge, there will be, they said.
Yeah. And-
Later.
And unfortunately, if
When
you-
we're not around.
if the work is done
Just
before
plan
the
it.
grant's
Oh, 'cause then it's a
approved.
bridge,
If it
not a.
doesn't
Yeah.
they cost
qualify,
100 years.
we
And,
don't qualify.
and I think we talked about the culverts before, they did the inspections, no, they did an inventory.
Inventory, then they
Then
didn't
this last year, they were doing inspections, and we still, this one was still not on that
No, it wasn't a,
critical.
deemed a critical,
And the critical ones are the ones you would get the grant for.
yeah, or
And,
any, not even, any kind of help with the state.
right, it would be easier to get grant money for the critical ones, because they were segmenting additional funds for that. So it just didn't, and then the timing with all this did not allow for us to hold it.
No.
We didn't think, now it's been a year, right?
Yep, it started a year ago. In fact, February.
If we had applied for a grant back in February when this all happened, we would have been disqualified because they've changed the design.
Yep.
So it would have been time not well spent. I'm,
Yep.
Well,
It was gonna be done by now.
here we go.
Yeah, we were hoping to be done by October last year, but the change with the state wanting to go from metal to concrete, they had approved the metal one at first, and then for whatever reason why, they didn't want it anymore, and they wanted concrete, because it's gonna last longer, as I guess. And this one won't have a bottom in it. They were worried about with the sediment filling that back in, you were actually gonna lose head height, so.
it is better for the water enthusiasts for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It is disruptive to the residents there, but
Yeah.
they were all asking for a bigger, better culvert
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
so.
This is capital that comes out of the loans that we
Yes.
set up, so.
I do have one more question.
Go right ahead.
There's only one bid. Is this the only place you can get this done?
I don't know, Lynch did all.
Lynch sent this,
Yep, they put it
So
out to
we-
whoever.
so we
contact
voted
was
to
the one
have
that
them
came.
do it, so then there were, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How many people, companies make this type of structure? A lot of people make culverts, but
Well, right, I guess what I'm saying is we don't have to have 3
Bids.
bids because it's through Lynch, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we voted to use Lynch
That was,
as the project manager. Okay.
back when this
Yep.
came about, it was a urgent thing, and that's why we had to go with Lynch right away. I think that was before me.
It was me,
What did you say?
It was us.
it was
Yeah.
me.
Oh, there was,
It's all of
it was
us.
a whole vote, yeah.
But-
So,
I'll make a motion that we, well, we gotta get this out there, right? That we allow, I make a motion that we allow Superintendent Shield to let Lynch and Associates, purchase the Contact Engineered Solution con-span for the Lake, Beulah Heights Road Bridge.
Second,
hold on a second, we are the ones purchasing,
Yeah.
not.
that's a long lead item, so they want us to
Okay.
purchase.
Yep.
Okay, I strike Lynch and put in the town of East Troy,
Not to exceed 183K.
not to exceed $183,000.
can we put a not to exceed on there, given that we don't know final numbers?
It's a quote,
That's the growth,
Okay.
I would think they're gonna hold
they have
it.
to honor the quote.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty
Not the
official.
contract.
Expires 30 days, so it's been beyond 30 days, but tell Lynch to make sure they honor it.
All right, any other discussion?
Yes, I have one other question. It says back here, Todd, are we unloading these things?
No,
They are, because it says based on live offloading only and it is the responsibility of others?
that will be.
That's
all-
ours to them, okay.
Yeah.
That's it,
And all whoever gets the winning bid for
copy that.
setting these construction, all of that.
And this quote is still valid now that I see it's dated October 20th, right?
Yeah, I just got this last week.
All right, we have an open motion.
We do.
I think Barb seconded.
So it is not to exceed, so I mean, if
Yep,
something comes up and they're not honoring this, it's coming back, right?
I would think, but I would think they would.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I guess we have a con-span. Anything else for Superintendent Shield?
Maybe we can put our.
All right, thanks.
Chief Gurecki.
Anybody have any questions about the final tally for 2025?
I did not.
Do you have the numbers from last year? They didn't look at them.
These, well, hang on. Qualified last year for me, because last year was 2025.
Total
Oh, no, I did not look at 24. I try to look forward and not backwards. Speaking of that, real quick before I move on, at 1,428 citations issued, if the average fine was $98, which is what our average speeding ticket is, that's $139,000 that the officers wrote in citations. Now, some of those citations were $500, some of those citations were $600, some of those citations were $10, so I'm just giving you a ballpark average. At $98, 1,428, that's $137,000, which exceeded what we promised the town we would write in citations.
But we get a portion of that, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Joe, may I be recognized?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure if during the budgeting, because I'm not there, if the promise was to
No.
write a certain amount, or if the
No.
budget for
No.
municipal
It's-
court.
That was said
it's
wrong.
Court amount.
Okay.
It's a court.
He was working backwards
Yeah.
from the estimated value.
I
of
caught
tickets.
that too, and I was like,
Okay.
ooh.
Yeah, no, we're not, there's no quota.
And we said that during budget. as
There's
well.
never been a quota. I want those officers to do as much or as little as they deem fit based on the people that they encounter, and be fair and judicious about it. Going to peer permits. The first one up is N9162 Oakwood Lane. Before we get into each one individually, I did research both on Walworth County GIS and Google Earth and went back and looking, so just to make a blanket statement, they're presented to you and I have no dissents on any of them, so as I bring them up, I did not find a problem with any of them. The only one that is an issue is number 2, and we'll discuss that issue, and it's a minor one at that. So the first one up is on Oakwood Lane for Todd Kruger, I don't want to mess up the name. Based on everything that I've seen, what they are proposing is absolutely 100% within what we're trying to do here.
Are we making a motion individually?
Yes, I think we should.
Then I'll make a motion that we approve the peer registration permit for Todd Krieger and 9162 Oakwood Lane.
I'll second.
Any other discussion on that peer permit? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Number 2.
Number 2, just need to make an adjustment on the registration form. That address is going to be N9141, not 49. When I was doing my research, I was looking at the 49 address and wondering what they were trying to do, and I figured out and put it together. So we need to just make sure that address on East Shore is correct. It's not a 49 address, it's a 41 address. It's the new construction. But they have plenty of lake frontage to do what they're going to try and do.
I'll make a motion to approve the peer registration permit for Dan Papanoff. Pardon me? Pacano, and modifying the address to N9141 East Shore Drive. Thank you, Mary.
I'll second it. Any other discussion?
I have a question. Chief, are all these, there's no depth, I mean, these are all falling into, at the end
All of
of
them
your
are
path?
5. All of them that I looked at are 5.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's all I have.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That peer permit 2 passes.
Number 3 is going to be W1937 Beulah Heights Road, Stephen Dowdy. Looked at what they had going on, and again, just like I said previously, I have no problem with them putting the pier in.
I'll make a motion to approve pier registration permit for Stephen Dowdy at W1937 Beulah Heights Road.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pier permit 3 passes.
I feel like we missed one.
No, pier permit
I
4,
think it's the property owner's Beulah Heights Road, I think, on 3.
Yeah.
It says complete piers, Burn Street at the
No,
top.
I know, but there was one in between.
Oh, there was? Okay.
Mine, yeah.
Oh,
That's
they were
where I
out of
switched it
order.
around, we got it.
They were out of order. That's correct.
the next one is gonna be W874 Shorewood, the Goddard. And that is pretty straightforward, that is probably the simplest pier that I've looked at being submitted for a pier permit. I have absolutely no issues with that one whatsoever.
I'll make a motion to approve the pier registration permit for John Goddard, W874 Sherwood Drive.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pier permit 4 passes.
And the last one is gonna be W1797 Golden Beach Way for Todd Rasmussen. In discussions with the Rasmussens, I'm not sure if we need to give a permit, but based on the drawing, I decided to let it go through because it appears, or what I was told is they're putting in a permanent shore station to go with their permanent pier, but it also looks like there might be decking to walk around, so I would call that a pier and not just a shore station. When I think of a shore station, I think of what we all think of as shore station goes next to the pier, and you climb in from that side. But on the drawing, it looks like there might be a small deck that goes around their permanent shore station, so I figured put it on the board to approve that real quick. Like I said, I have no problem with it, it meets what they're currently doing, and they're well within the footages and everything, so we should be good.
Then I will make a motion to approve pier registration permit for Todd Rasmussen at W1797 Golden Beach Way.
Second.
Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We have pier permit 5 passes. So I think we're on to invasive species, huh?
I'll tell you what business I'd like to be in.
Show business? Are we throwing out guesses?
Pier building.
Okay. I was asked to look at the aquatic invasive species, a possible ordinance, so over the last several weeks, doing some research, taking what is out there, and there isn't a ton out there. Some of them are really good, some of them are really short, basically saying, we adopt the DNR invasive species thing, and it's literally a paragraph and a half in their ordinance. So I think the citizens wanted something a little bit more definitive than that, but I don't think they wanted 8 pages. So this is what I submitted and came up with for your review. Kind of the best of both worlds without getting super wordy.
Just have one question.
I don't know a ton about this, but one thing that, on the back page, it says never move live fish away from a body of water. Is it what it,
You're not supposed to take fish from one body of water and then transplant them in another body of water.
right,
Or
okay.
mix water,
So that's
that
what that
type of
is.
thing, yeah.
It's not like.
It's not, don't take the fish home and eat it, you can do
Right.
that, but
I wanna do that.
don't transport, don't fish on Potter Lake, take all those fish,
Right.
launch your boat onto Beulah and and do
I just,
that.
when I saw that, I thought, well, maybe that should be
Transfer.
spelled out a little bit more or something, like, don't transfer.
I think you put that in there to see if you were paying attention.
Well, I did, I actually did homework here.
Very good.
I have a few.
So that would be a question, I guess.
Sure.
if that needs-
Okay, we do not have somebody at the launch 24 hours. So how do we effectively enforce such a policy?
You know, you can certainly, do several things. I know Potter Lake, I've talked to somebody at Potter Lake, a couple times. I see him sitting in a chair down by the lunch, and I was curious when I was first hired here. And I stopped and talked to that person, and they're part of the Clean Waters thing. Our attendants on weekends attended this, and one of our third shift officers, actually, as we were talking about it before the meeting tonight, apparently he pays attention. He goes, oh, you mean those people that are driving away that don't clean their boat off at night? And I see stuff hanging, I can stop them and write them tickets? And I said, that's what that's for. He's like, well, that would be easy pickings for me. So that answers your question.
Thank you for bringing that up.
You could do spot checks too, right?
You could
Like
do
the
spot-
officer.
Officer, yeah. But that is perfect. He said that before any of this was brought up, and he's like, oh, easy pickings for me. So if you fish later in the evening and you're leaving, and a cop goes by and stops you because you're dragging all kinds of seaweed, probably not gonna be good for you.
And I think that's why it's kind of important for us to have something, because I know in our research, it is state law that if there's tools there for invasive species to remove it, and you don't use them, you can be cited. And so I think putting it here establishes that we're putting a fine. The state statute have a fine associated with it, or?
I don't know if the DNR 30 does, the NR or whatever. They usually have a standard fine,
Yeah.
but, so.
And then the only other typo was in section 16.35.020 applicability. Town of East Troy, is, the word Troy is missing. That's all.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yep, there's a comma.
I thought for what we had and what we're working with, I thought it was a definite good start. Covers all the major areas.
So Tyson, would you agree that like in that section that you talked about, section 16.35.070 sub 4, maybe modify it to never transfer live fish from another body of water?
Yeah, I like that.
I think this is language that's in.
It's DNR language,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
I just steal
That's what
from the
makes it-
DNR and that.
Well, right, but I don't want an officer to pull somebody over that's got fish in the live well, right? I mean, I guess, I don't know, are you supposed to take them out of the live well? Empty the live well before you get home?
Supposed to drain the water out.
Yeah.
I mean, the fish could be fine.
Fish are still alive.
Yeah.
I think I would like it moved from one body of water to another, it's stated in there.
Yeah, so never transfer live fish
Yeah.
from one body to another, or is
Or do
it?
we
Yeah.
just say from, whatever, yeah.
I only have two others.
Oh.
Are there any other practices on the horizon that we should be looking to maybe implement down the road? Was anything like that identified?
I did not look at anything other than creating an ordinance as far as anything that goes towards any of the definitions on decontamination or decontamination stations. I did not pursue any of that. That wasn't part of the project I was tasked with.
Okay. The only other thing that I thought was really important was that we have 16.35.070, and we have the inspect, remove, drain, never dispose by. I thought that would be something really important to put on the web repeatedly, so.
That's a DNR.
Yeah, that's a DNR kind of motto that I stole and added to
But
it.
I thought it was really impactful, and I
Yeah.
thought it would be good for us to repeat monthly maybe. I don't know. Just me.
So, did we want to do something with this then, or?
Make a motion to authorize Attorney Mills to draft a town ordinance.
Just make revisions, it's pretty much set.
Yeah.
And you're okay with what you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So then we can just make revisions and,
I'll make a motion that what we approve chapter 16.35 with the edits discussed today. You want, and then we'll just give you the notes, Jean.
I'll second it.
you're on board. Any other discussion or comments?
Good job, Chief. Thank you for doing that.
Art, Supervisor Church, did you have any other edits did you say something that I didn't get?
Not edits, I just had questions,
Okay,
but
Okay.
thank you for asking.
okay, so we're good to go. All in favor? Opposed? So we now have an aquatic invasive species ordinance to be published. We don't need to do anything further, we're just gonna clean it up and publish.
Well, we'll have to.
Post.
Oh, okay.
Post or publish.
Yeah, okay. All right, I think we have everything. Unless you have something more you want to share.
He'll be back
Yeah.
when we talk about the county check.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have something later, but we'll discuss it there.
All right, we're on the planning commission report. Did you want to?
Yes,
Take that.
so while we did not have a planning commission meeting last month, we did have the language from the county that wanted us to submit our approval or edits or whatever the case may be. We did reach out to the planning commissioners via email. Attorney Mills at the December meeting was good with the language provided. It is related to changes in the comprehensive plan. And when they only take those requests once a year. And this just edits to say that if what did it say? If there's a need, if there's a special request, provides.
We had that language. I
Yeah,
think, in the
that they
last-
could conditionally approve. So I will make a motion that we approve the planning commission recommendation to approve the comprehensive plan text amendment approval request from the Walworth County Land Use and Resource Management Department as outlined in the resolution.
Second.
Any other discussion on this? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So this passes.
Thank you, Jen.
So now we're on to 9 on the agenda. And I put a memo in the packet. I don't know that I need to go through a lot. We had a budget of $4,000. At the end of last year, they were offering some discounts. This was already approved at the prior, was that November? Or no, December. In December, we approved the spending of budgeted dollars, but they had added a few other items. Gave us a second seat of our business system software so that we can have 2 people in the business system and segregate duties like we were talking about during the budget cycle. There's a couple of other software packages you'll find in the memo. Some of that is to facilitate actual approvals of invoices and stuff like that rather than having paper moving around the office. You can actually do it online. It also provides department heads the ability to look at their budget in real time and make budget decisions instead of waiting till the end of the month or the end of 6 months or something like that. And then we can also export. What I do not want to do is hand load all the data for the next budget season. So we're going to be able to export into Excel and maybe start doing a little better trending and such. So that's really all I was trying to do, was give you an update that we did move forward with that, and that will be a January purchase. Any questions from the board?
Jill Frost, is she from Casell, or she's gonna
Yes.
be? okay.
Yep.
So,
She's the, project manager.
right,
And her time's included in this figure?
it's all included, yeah. It says online training and everything, she'll be included in that, all of that. It was a 15%, something like 15 or 20% reduction, and even on the maintenance costs that you would do, and it's an ongoing. Now, of course, they're gonna change pricing, over time, but there was a pretty good discount to be able to get into this.
Does the maintenance include like software updates?
Yeah, they get regular updates. It's kind of like the 365, you just get regular updates. I think even, what's the software package that, Sanitary District 2 is using? I can't think of it, but they do the same thing. It went from a desktop version to an online version, so you have to pay monthly, but you get updates all the time. So again, that's what we'll be trying to get into this year, and hopefully be able to provide better reporting and analysis.
So no action needed there.
No, it was mainly, I put it on as a status,
Yep.
discussion and status. I mean, if you have discussion points, you're welcome to. Otherwise, we'll move to B, 9B, which is a discussion and status, again, on the financial advisor RFP. I put a memo in here to give an update on just generally what we did. This was approved in December, if I recall correctly, but with all the activities in December, it was difficult to get to. I know we worked together like we had said we would do to get that together, but it didn't go out until January 2nd. I was hoping to get that out before Christmas. So I just wanted you to know where that update is. I have heard from everybody that they will have something back to us before the 28th of January, so it should be able to be on the February board meeting to discuss what they give us. Yes, sir.
I have two questions.
I was tapping and that's why he said.
Oh, I didn't see, sorry.
That's okay.
I was
Thank you.
tapping and getting out of the way.
Thank you. I am curious to know if there's been any discussion with Ty regarding the public safety referendum with the ETA, ESD.
No, there's been no discussion on that whatsoever. That's hopefully what we're gonna get some guidance from. If we decide to approve this, we would get guidance from them as to how to evaluate our shortfall of $500,000 and whether we can find reductions that are suitable and sufficient. Otherwise, if we need to go to a public safety, I'm personally looking for some guidance on how to do that. I've never done that, and I think it's a pretty big deal if we're gonna do that. So that's why it's on here, is for them to tell us what costs they think they would charge to guide us with that activity.
Okay. And letter E, general assessment of forensic review. Are we anticipating a forensic audit of our finances?
We're not anticipating anything, we're just going through a list. With the shortfall in finances and everything that's going on, it might not be a bad idea to put a stake in the ground, but I don't know that we can afford to do it, quite frankly. But I think it's worth knowing how much it's gonna cost us if we wanted to.
Right, the purpose of the RFP is exploratory and what kind of
Right.
costs we might incur and in order for us to prioritize what we might need to do.
And none of this is budgeted.
That's,
None of this is budgeted, so it would be outside our budget. We would have to find the funds and make it happen. So I don't anticipate everything in here getting done in '26 at all. It's to educate the board and the town staff.
And what our options are.
What options are and how much it might cost us,
Right.
even for like future, for 27. You
Okay.
could actually use this as a baseline.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
If you do want to do a referendum for the April election, the deadline to submit is January 27th.
My,
So,
my personal
otherwise it'd be
opinion is,
football.
I've seen when you go at something not prepared,
Yeah.
you tend to not do very well, and it comes across poorly, and I thought April, with everything going on, was just too quick. So if we were to get to that point and make a decision that we want to do it, it would probably be a November event. That was in my mind, but
Because we need input from the state, the EPA, ESC as well.
yeah, we do.
There's a lot of input.
Any other questions or thoughts? Again, that was just a status. All right, the next thing is the employee manual. And what I did do was, we did get an answer back. Did I say that on here? Did it make it in time? Yes. The attorney responded on the 2nd. So it went out 12/18, and he got back to us on the 2nd.
And I think it was very valuable. I think, Jim had indicated we should make sure that we have an L&E attorney review it, and I think that is really what he focused on, the language related to employment, yeah.
Yep. I also had him review 2 of our compensation letters. He came back and said they were well-written, and he had no comment. So that's the input. What I was going to propose, there was in some discussions we had, and I think even Chief Gorecki found something that we might want to update. I guess what I want to do is put it past the board, how do you want to do that? I was hoping that we could put this out to the employees with any of those updates, just clipped in here where they belong, and then have them come back with a full assessment of what the final version would look like. But it's open for discussion how we do that. What I don't want to do is lose an entire month waiting for review, and then come back in February, and then approve to send it to employees, and then come back in March, and we'd probably have to look at it again, so it wouldn't be till April.
So we can send it to the employees this month and come back to it in February.
What I'm proposing is Clerk Olson help on this in the committee. I would say either we pull the committee together to pull all this and put this together for one last time, we can do that, and update the manual, and then I think you were doing the updates on it, so we would just update it through Clerk Olson, and then it would go out to everybody, probably the board members again, because it's gonna include these other items that I included here. There's compensatory time off, sick leave, vacation, holiday. There was some points in there that needed to be updated. Also DPW, since they're working like 24/7, definitely all through the winter, their program was a little bit different, and that whole program was missed.
Right.
So I think that needs to be put in there as well. So I think we put all those in, and then we'd come back with probably an employee meeting and just talk about it, I'm thinking. Yes, but
I have a bunch of things that I had questions on and considered. So are we doing that now, or am I giving them to Court Clerk Olson? Are we handling this?
I did not plan on running through this at this meeting, but if you want.
Well, I think that's if we can, because I've got like 5 or 6 things that I can submit to John, or Clerk Olson.
Yep.
Sorry. Maybe that's easier,
All right,
to do that instead of going through it tonight.
because I've
They're very, there's a for me, there's a couple of misprints, and then I just,
Well, there's an acronym in here that's not defined. I talked about funeral leave, including somebody who gives a eulogy, and that wasn't added.
right.
Is there opportunity to just share it with the employees as, get everyone's feedback all at once, rather than first the board feedback, then the employee feedback, then the board feedback? Like, we'll be in a loop, right?
Right. No, that's
I'm
fair.
sorry, Chief, correct me.
Oh, I'm sorry, go right ahead.
I think it'd be pretty easy for the employees that are affected by the handbook to have a quick meeting after they have a chance to review. We could probably do something in short order with Ms. Olson, get her a final draft copy that we all agreed on, that then goes to the board, and then you would have your employee input. We could probably take care of that. My guess is before Friday. I'm talking about the meeting, not that her type beat is gonna be done, but our meeting and looking at this and reviewing it could probably be done in short order, for sure by next Tuesday. And that way you guys have had the employees that are affected by the handbook, looked at it, gone through it, the changes are made and sent back to you, and I think that takes a giant piece out of it if we just take that on ourselves, and I'd be happy to lead that charge.
So it's going to the employees and then back to us?
Yes.
Where does our questions come?
I think we send them to John,
Okay, now, apparently.
like this week.
Okay.
The other thing
Good
is,
luck.
oh, go ahead, did you finish?
Yeah,
Okay. So I had put some items in the memo that need to be incorporated. So I would, rather than do that, I guess we could just include it. I think that's fine with me. Is that how we want to handle it? Just let them go off and talk about it? Get it to the meeting?
Jen, do you wanna set a timeline of when you want things back? I mean, we have at least a month.
Yeah, I was hoping to get feedback, so we had something to talk about in February. That's the whole.
You're gonna need to, because if you're waiting to approve until March, then the compensation letters only go to the end of March.
Correct, right.
Would it simply be more efficient to have, like we have a budget workshop, we post it, it's a handbook workshop with all the employees invited, and we put the notes together and they get typed up?
Can we do it after next Monday's meeting?
no. I cannot, I'm sorry, I can forward them to Ms. Olson.
I'm okay with
Instead of
that.
just the whole back and forth.
That makes sense to me, if people have the time to put it into a meeting. I mean, is there a time you can do it, or,
Not on the 19th.
I understand, is there a time you can?
I
Perhaps you could
Not at the
submit your
time.
suggestions.
will submit.
Yeah.
Does that work if we still hold it on the 19th with your
Yeah,
suggestion?
I might be able to appear virtually, I don't know yet.
Okay. So I'm okay with doing it
But
right at.
But scheduling with the employees after hours, is that gonna be a challenge? or-
When it's more content.
Yeah,
Hmm.
If it's
I
during the
think the
day,
chief
that's time that's
volunteered
already.
to have, you know,
Well,
handle the employee side of it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a meeting where the town board and the employees are together.
The chief said to
Employees can
summarize it
meet, get
together.
their suggestions
Yeah.
together. Chief can get that to the board.
Yeah, quick.
So you're good with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So are we gonna call it a workshop, or we're gonna call it a special meeting?
I don't think
We're not
there's
gonna
going to
have
be a
meetings.
meeting.
Now it's gonna be
Okay.
up to the town employees to pull it together. I mean, if I can, I'd be happy to attend too if you want. But then you'll go through the manual. You have this, right?
I'll get a copy of each
Everybody
employee.
has the. So, do we need a motion to do this, or can we just allow that to take place?
It wouldn't hurt to do a motion. All we're doing is basically following what you've already included on the agenda. Distribute the marked up employment attorney draft to employees for comment.
Right. Okay. So I can make a motion to have Chief Gurecki and Clerk Olson champion the effort to get this distributed to the employees and solicit feedback and summarize them to the board.
A second.
Any other comments from anyone?
But at the
I'd like
same
to
time, the
say-
board, yeah.
And Barb, you can get your comments in, or any other board
Right.
member at any point in time.
Yeah, then they could just include it.
Before the next meeting agenda, yeah. But Jen would probably appreciate it
What-
earlier.
Right, we should probably, if we have comments, we should probably just do it this
Let
week,
them right
right?
away.
Yeah. just get
Are
it in.
we doing it, you want them by the 19th then?
If possible.
Okay.
By Friday, really.
Sooner the
Get
better.
it done before then.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we will pass the baton over to the town employees. Here's mine. Trying to take my. All right, we have an ordinance for town park fees.
Oh, first the mailbox.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so with regard to the mailboxes, since there's no frost on the ground, DPW Superintendent Shields said it's not gonna be an issue to drive that post in. We're gonna put it across from the front door, and that's where it'll be. We have a few months left on our contract with the post office, but that gives transition time for businesses. I've been putting notes in for updating their contact information with Clerk Treasurer Buchanan's resignation, and then doing that address update and so forth as well.
Does everyone know you're moving that forward?
That hasn't been determined yet
Oh, it's not done, okay.
until we determine what we're doing with the ordinance that's
Oh.
coming up later.
Right, okay.
So what?
And that'll just be for receiving mail, not outgoing at
Correct,
this point.
just for receiving mail. And then what Chairman Jones was just alluding to is the fact that we've been discussing our official posting places. And with everything that has come to fruition with regard to posting and issues going on, we're looking at having official posting places as the kiosk that would move from the boat launch to across from the town hall, so that you can drive up and see it, but it's at this central, kind of government center, so to speak, and then the website. We'll still send to the other locations of like the firehouse and so forth, but we're not dependent on that being an official posting for public meeting law compliance.
But would that be in place of, in the vestibule?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because then anybody can drive up, you're not, because the vestibule's not handicap accessible, we're kind of trying to hit multiple opportunities for people to see it. They can drive up and would be able to see it.
There's gonna have to be some brush trim in order to put it across the street. And a sign,
They're saying in the middle of the park there.
Yeah, we already have one in the park.
Yep, but that's too small, and they're not supposed to drive there.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't like drive past it and just look out your window, like somebody that has, mobility issues might
And
encounter.
we don't use that for posting today, right?
No.
It's just for the reservations.
Yep. So,
Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Any other questions on the mail box location?
Thank you for that work. Jean.
Yes, thank you.
I don't have a packet.
So the next one is 9E. And Clerk Treasurer Loaf, you were gonna give a status.
so we are getting our vape statements electronically now. I'm also, the other electronic banking issues, that is something that I need to talk with the auditors about. because I know that there has been some hesitation on that, and it may be simply due to security issues and so forth, I don't know. But we are getting our statements, so they're available to us right away on the first of the month. So treasurer reports shouldn't be an issue going forward once I have a little better handle on all that. So,
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions?
Simple.
All right, thank you very much, I appreciate that help there. So now we're into park fees.
Did you have that in your packet?
I do.
Because I don't have.
Do we need to read it, or are you gonna read it?
Yeah.
You wanna borrow my sheet?
Okay. This is carryover from last month. Last month, we specifically identified particular users. This draft makes it more generalized, and it reads, Section 12.65.030 is amended and recreated with the following italicized language. 12.65.30. We changed the word license to permit required. Permit is italicized. It reads, every person is required to have a special permit rather than license prior to such event pursuant to the terms and provisions of this chapter. The following is all italicized. Commencing January 2026, the yearly fee to athletic field users shall be $100, and the yearly town park usage fee charged to annual and/or repetitive users who are not occupying the athletic fields shall be $500. 2, that the application fee found in section 12.65.060 sub 4 is amended and recreated to increase the application fee to $30 for Town of East Troy residents and to $50 for non-residents. That section 12.65.090 is amended and recreated with the following italicized language. Again, we changed the word license to permit. This section deals with permit fees. It reads, concurrent with the filing of any application for a special event permit, the applicant shall pay a non-refundable permit administration and review fee to the town in the amount of $30 if the applicant is a town resident and $50 for a non-resident. The town board may waive the above fee of any applicant so long as prior notice is given to the town clerk. $30, $50, and some grammatical changes were made and are italicized here. For all italicized language above is amended language, the remainder of the ordinance remains unchanged. This ordinance shall become effective upon its passage and publication as provided by law dated this 12th day of January.
Thank you. I think part of it was my request to make it more general as opposed to naming specific organizations.
And Supervisor Church, it covers everything, you're good with the?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance number 2025-13, an ordinance amending sections 12.65.030, 12.65.060, and 12.65.90 regarding town park fees.
0.090.
Barb seconded.
Second, I do have a question.
Okay.
I crafted 2 letters. Do I bring them back to the board? Can I mail them? Can I give them to Clerk Loth to distribute? What's the status for those?
I'm okay
You
if
guys good?
she just works it out with you and if you feel good with it, I'm good with it.
I
Are you?
thought-
I'm assuming it was for the soccer association. and,
Yeah, I
And
gave those
ETO.
letters to you back in
Right,
November.
the railroad.
So I just wanted to make sure I was good to go since,
No, I think we saw them then and kind of approved them, so I think we're good.
just making sure.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
We have a first and second, so Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so that is adopted. So now we're on 10. And Chief Zarecki, did you want to present this? That's a big secret.
During the holiday season, we received 2 cards at the police department addressed us. One was from the Campbell family on Miramar Road, and the other one was from the Rhines family on Juniper. I'm gonna hand these to Barb. You can open them up and look at them. Both of them are very generous checks, and I just, before doing anything, wanted to present them to you and make sure we have permission to accept and then respond in kind with letters of thank you, or letters of thank you and denial, returning the check, whatever the board decides.
This is it is a reflection of the quality of police department that we have crafted, and I thank you for putting together the team that you have done.
Thank you for saying that, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's not-
Yeah.
And just as note, both checks were written to the police department, not to the chief.
Well, I guess, can I share what you said?
Sure.
So Attorney Mills was just saying that, like, basically the board can't accept donations, obviously. But as you mentioned, these are written out to the police department as opposed to the board. So it's a functioning department, right?
I guess
And it's not tied to any special service
Activity.
requested.
Correct. I just wanted to, like I said, be upfront and make sure the board is aware, the public is aware before these checks would be deposited. And again, if the board decided not to accept them, that is also public, and we're just making sure we're above board on everything we're doing here.
Well, I have questions.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Supervisor Church, you've been sitting here longer than anyone. Has this happened before?
Not in my history. I believe we have received donations. I certainly haven't seen the gratitude
Yeah.
expressed
Right.
in the donations. And I'd like to thank the Campbell family and the Ryan family for being so incredibly generous.
So my other question is, where would that fund, what do we do with those funds?
Right.
Like, how does that work? Is that something? Like,
I-
where do you put that money?
I put it in the equipment budget.
Equipment budget,
And the equipment budget is very non-specific, so that it can be used for any equipment or any,
okay. Holding allowance?
I would, no, not,
No.
that's a special, item that's already budgeted for the officers in their contracts.
Okay.
That's,
Yeah.
that's the kind of equipment that an
Yes,
officer would.
the officers' equipment, town-owned equipment, let me rephrase it, town-owned police equipment, not buy an officer a flashlight that he or she's gonna wear on their, in their pants pocket and carry around, or that type of thing.
I would say make a motion, include that as part of the motion, that's where the money's gonna be deposited for that use.
I will make a motion that the town board accept the generosity of the residents who have made donations to our police department, who will use those funds in the police department's equipment budget.
I'll second.
I thought we had town board clinics.
It's the police department that's accepting the donations.
did you say it goes to the equipment budget and the
Yeah.
police?
Yeah, you said it goes to the
So we're good.
equipment.
But the town board's approving it. He came to the board
We're
asking for
approving
approval.
chief, okay, we're approving chief to
The
accept it.
exceptions
Okay.
of such generosity.
So we have a first and a second.
Mhm.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We accepted.
Thank you,
Thank
obviously,
you.
the Campbell family and.
We gotta give the checks back. I
We
guess.
do?
I'm just gonna hand those to clerk treasurer.
That would be awesome.
She needs to, that way it's out of my hands.
Thank you, chief.
Thanks, Chief.
He gets to talk again.
He does. Well, this one, I had a citizen contact me back in December, and they brought up this, and it's not Stringer's Bridge, I tell you. It's Town Line. So,
Town Line Road.
Yeah, I was
please,
wondering.
yeah, please excuse me.
Well, you got county, yeah.
And
I got
she
E and J.
provided the map.
And then also Chief Directly provided a map with the accidents. There's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 accidents that have occurred there. Two of them, you were in
I
one,
was in
right?
one.
And Rick Stacy was in one at that same intersection. So it's kind of like, we know a couple of the people that's been there. Anyway, he also sent back to me, I didn't have it when I put this memo together, but he sent back a list of names of the people. Jesse and Brianna Glad, Scott and Stephanie Guff, Peter, Molly and Murray and Lynette Mitten, Gabby Stoner and Holly Stoner. And they said they're relatively new to the area, that they might know more people, but it's just a list of people that
Gabe
were.
Stone, not
Gabe,
Gabby.
yeah.
Oh, Gabe, I'm
I'll let
sorry.
him know that.
Don't get me. in
I'll make a
trouble.
motion that we authorize Supervisor Reyes to draft and send a letter of support to the County Traffic Safety Commission identifying the intersection of Town Line Road, which intersects with County Road J and County Road E, as a high-risk safety concern for accidents and request county public works evaluation.
Second.
One last comment is, I did, the traffic safety, we've both been to that traffic safety commission. What I did hear was, talking to Chairman Stacy at the county, he asked for that meeting to be taken from the DPW up to the
Oh, the
county,
location of it?
where they can video it and broadcast it, so people would be able to see what's going on. It's kind of an important service they provide. It's done quarterly, and the sheriff leads that effort. So this will go,
Sheriff's office,
the letter will go to the
The safety committee.
safety committee,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do have a sample from the Bell School, or the Stone School, Miramar, and Howiell. Yeah, chief, do you happen to know when the next committee meeting, obviously I'll look it up, but I can, it's quarterly, I can look up the next safety committee.
I don't know offhand know when the next meeting is.
Okay.
I thought the last one was October.
I'll, oh, then it's probably January.
It's coming up quick, probably, I'm thinking, I don't know. But now, okay, so we have a first and a second. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we'll, thank you for agreeing to send that draft. The next item on the list, there are quite a few documents I included in here. This came to Clerk Treasurer Buchanan, who then sent it to me and the attorney. We've looked at this, he's studied it against the boundary agreement that was written between McGuanago and us. And so it is in fact identified as open land to be annexed if it's not in the boundary agreement. So at this point, the main driver that I was told was they're really looking for village sewer and water. I don't know what's planned, but that's the reason for the annexation, and Attorney Mills sees no reason why this would not be approved.
Correct.
Well, you
And
did-
isn't it usually that, like, we don't have a choice?
We don't have a choice. Typically, well, this is outside of your normal annexation request. Because we had a boundary agreement with lands for future annexation identified as part of a court settlement, this land falls in one of those detachment areas where we cannot object.
But in your, did you want us to put something in the motion about a statement that the area requested is?
I think they already
Town of East
complied
Troy
with
Village?
that.
Okay. More land.
Unfortunately.
Make a motion to accept the McGuanago annexation of parcel number PET 1000003 per McGuanago boundary agreement.
Okay.
Any other discussion? They did do an update
Yeah.
for our request on
Yes,
on the
and
documentation.
normally when there's a parcel of land that is detached from the town, it comes with an ordinance, so that would have to be on a future agenda.
An ordinance.
Yeah,
To accept the
no,
annexation? Oh.
to detach that area of land. And then the village of McGuanago would have a corresponding ordinance accepting that land into their boundary.
So then we need an approval to draft that after we're done with this. Is that correct?
Yes, but it's not noticed, so it'll have to go on next month.
Oh, okay. I thought since it was here, we could just authorize you to do that. Anyway, so we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. So now it just has to go on the next month's
It'll be an
agenda?
ordinance detaching land.
Okay.
The only has to be created, will be authorized to, is it to authorize you to do it or presentation on it?
We have to authorize you next month, right?
And then once it gets in a close enough relation, that you can authorize
Isn't a
it then?
detachment part of?
It could be.
I mean, I think we could just.
Make a motion to authorize it and I'll have a draft ready for next month.
Good.
I'll make a motion to authorize Attorney Mills to draft an ordinance for detachment related to the McGuanago annexation of parcel PET 1000003.
Any, that's a motion.
Yeah.
Do we,
Well, I have a discussion, I'm just
do we
seeing
need
here.
a second first?
Oh, second.
All right.
Isn't it 1000, there's 5 zeros.
4.
I saw 4.
There should be 5. If you look it up. Spent some time on that today.
Did you?
Yeah, I couldn't believe we had land way up over there. Pad being the
Yeah.
key word.
And,
I believe it's 5 zeros, isn't it?
I thought,
On the petition for direct annexation, there's only 4.
I thought I saw
Okay.
4.
Boy, I could have swore there was 5.
Yeah, there's 4 on the McGuanago annexation document here.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Okay.
And there's 4 on the plat survey.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we're good.
All right.
So the motion and second stands as is. Any other comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we have, was that the authorization or was
Yep,
that?
that's the
Okay.
authorization.
Correct. So now we've got if you remember, back in November, we talked about putting in a part-time administrator and support through the end of the year at no compensation for both Chief Gurecki and Clerk Olson. And Now, and that was through 1/1, or through 12/31, so now we need to discuss, do we want to do it again, starting 1/1? And if so, what compensation? There are a lot of actions to be done. Single point control does help drive things to completion. We have had a few successes, as I listed in the memo. That's just a short list of some things. I know I have some additional things we're gonna have to work through to create procedures and as we move forward with some of the financial activity. So, any comments or thoughts, or before?
I have some.
Go right ahead.
All right. My first comment has to do with the fact that we kept hearing we're on a financial cliff. And I look at this $25,000 as a lot of money. And if we're on a financial cliff and we know that we've got a problem already with money that we need to put towards a culvert, why are we doing this? And again, as a town, we worked really hard to hire a full staff of police officers, and to take 2 police officers or 1.5 police officers off, I think that hurts our $139,000 objective, if that's what we got this year. How do we get there in '26 down 1.5 officers?
What 1.5 officers?
Yeah.
Well, Chief Gurecki is not doing as much policing because he's in the office, and that leaves chief work to Lieutenant Runge, or Deputy Chief Runge, I'm sorry, Chief Runge. Deputy
So
Chief.
we talked about a portion of your time would be involved here, correct? I mean, this isn't, we're not taking you off the street, you're out on the street. But, I mean, Clerk Treasurer Loth, do you have a comment on this? Because I did speak with you about this, and,
Kind of an awkward position since it's being direct supervisor, but I know that Chief Gurecki has been instrumental through this transition. I think that we're all on solid ground with regard to how we want to move forward as a team and building a culture between DPW, Court Clerk Olson, myself, and I think it truly comes down to a board decision, making that choice. But I do believe we're in a much better place to start building that culture of just communication within the different departments.
I have to be careful how I word this. Do you think that, and I'm asking the clerk and the court clerk and even chief, that the position we were in a month ago or 2 months ago has a determination on now things have changed moving forward? You know, there was some, I don't know how to word this, but there was
Instability, animosity.
there was animosity, and there was people that were in positions that seemed to create that. Now that isn't here anymore, do you think that this administrator position is still in need? Because to me, looking at it in the past, I felt like a lot of it was between the board and the
Administrative office.
the head of the administrative office at that time, and, you know, the communication, there was such a huge communication barrier, and now that things have changed, you know, and I think that's why the administrator position partially was brought into play. And now that that's all changed, do we still, I am on board with Supervisor Church, that's $25,000 that we could save. You know, do we need to spend that money? I don't know. I guess I'm throwing it out there to see what people think. I know that you've sent an email
I
that
did.
said.
I did.
You were
And that
on
was
board.
initially, and that was weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think that communication has increased tremendously.
sure.
Inter-office cooperation has increased tremendously. So I don't know that it's as vital now as it was weeks ago.
Okay.
And that's my perspective.
I don't think it would be appropriate for me to give an opinion. I
Keith,
don't,
you
I'm
have anything to
obviously
say?
attached,
No.
wouldn't be appropriate.
I'm kind of with Jen. I don't think it would be appropriate
Okay.
for me to speak out either way.
And I don't want anybody to get the idea that I don't appreciate what Chief Gurecki or Court Clerk Olson have been doing. I think it's insulting that we didn't pay them, because I think that it makes the town look cheap and it doesn't give us a good employer reputation. I am not saying my position based on what you guys have shown or provided.
Was it budgeted for and where?
Yeah. There's something in the budget.
Is there opportunity maybe to use the funds for a temporary resource to help with some of the transition? Or is it something that helps in the current capacities? Any ideas?
That
Yes?
would be a board decision, sorry.
Where could you best, what could best help you in the transition, like the office team during this transition?
Having help in the office is significant while trying to get access to various programs, departments within the state and so forth, where you're on the phone and you get interrupted. Jen has been wonderful about, we've closed the main office and walk-ins go up by her and helps them, knowing that I'm available if there's something she doesn't know. But she's handled a few days of that. We've closed the office after tax collection. We basically closed the office on Friday so that I could make those phone calls without interruption. So yes, having help in the office is important. But I don't want to make Jen's job harder by continually having her, assist residents and so forth also. And then there's also that fact that if we have someone that's coming in, I'm right there, I can just answer a question readily if they don't know how to help somebody.
Joe?
Yes, sir.
Knowing that during the transition period, both the chief and Jen are going to continue helping as they have in the past, this board has to establish some compensation, and I think they have to continue in their respective duties for some time. That would be up to the board to determine how long. But if there's money in the budget for it, you have to agree on some compensation.
I guess I wanted everybody else to speak first. Where we are right now is we're down one head, right? We do have quite a bit of budget there that is dropping to the bottom line until we hire a clerk, right? So there's gonna be a difference there. I think there is a need for single point leadership to drive initiatives. And without a one person, then it's me trying to deal with all these things. That was one other reason. I think it was a recommendation from PAA as well. that providing a single point contact with the board really helps a lot in streamlining communication and getting things done. I think in talking to Chief Gurecki in this, he was looking, correct me if I'm wrong, you were looking maybe 10 hours a week in a rough date?
When I submitted you, last week after you asked me about compensation, I was roughly 10 hours or 5 hours a week, a total time of 260 hours a year. Now, with that being said, I understand that as projects come up, more time might be spent with a different hat on than my chief's hat, but without getting overboard, that's what I stated in my response to Chairman Jones' email about what I was thinking. Once things are up and running, I don't see this as what I had seen the previous 6 weeks of a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, a lot of time at my house answering emails, answering phone calls, that type of thing. I don't see that as being the way moving forward. I see that as a snapshot in time. So that's what I base that on when I say approximately 5 hours a week or a total of 260 hours a year. Understanding that I'm not at my desk making tick marks for every hour.
Right.
I'm doing dual roles and days where I'm working the road and I'm the officer on duty handling complaints. That is my focus. If I can address something using the other hat, I'd certainly be happy to, but I would go out of my way to make a schedule where there's road coverage and I could do both. I would be a secondary officer on the road, backup officer, and that way I could be at meetings that I could be at, the highway safety meeting, and we're not leaving the township uncovered for that, and I can represent the township in many faceted ways going forward. So that's what I had sent to Chairman Jones when he asked that question of me. I said 5 hours a week.
Joe, there is precedent in this town to have the chief of police act as an administrator for building personnel. Chief Sturgis did it for years.
That was before my time.
Yep.
The other thing we talked about too was trying to get employee meetings going again. We talked about trying to have one soon after this meeting here in January and trying to get people together to talk. There might have been some, individualized talking on the fly. I think that's kind of what I heard. I never heard any kind of sit-down organized department meetings. So we were talking about getting some of that going, so there's more communication. The main reason for bringing this up is they did take on the role last year. It ended the end of the year, so it needs to be brought up again for discussion. I think there's been some general progress in what we've achieved as a result. We have things like with Superintendent Shield and the police department, we got capital planning that's going to be going on, trying to pull that all together. If there's going to be a financial advisor trying to help us with some of this stuff, it's probably going to need some leadership. And so that's the reason for bringing it up. It needs to be a board decision. It's not mine. I'm bringing it to the board. So.
Jen, do you have an idea of how much time would be allocated?
Probably more than 5 hours if I'm doing all the paperwork.
Like one day a week or more?
I would say 8 to 10 probably.
Yeah, the thought was, Planning Commission has gotten pretty streamlined. You got that pretty streamlined now.
It
But
ebbs and waves.
if that were to pick up or something, maybe there's a way to have some hourly support where she could oversee it without trying to add tons of hours. I mean, we're trying not to kill people, right? So you could bring somebody else in to do some of that secretarial work. We will talk about support for you in the office in closed meeting. So I'm open for discussion and action from the board. I don't know that it's appropriate for me to make that motion.
As far as compensation for activity to date, is that open or closed session?
Well, discussion, I thought, took place in closed session and we.
Really, it's up to the board.
Oh, it could be.
If you could discuss it in open. If you want to go back and forth with discussion, I would say have it closed, but when you reconvene in open session, you're gonna be establishing the term in public anyway, or the rate in public, if it's an hourly rate.
So do you want to just?
If the board wants to have more discussion, then we can address it in the closed session.
Okay.
Can we table it to close, or how do we have to? Or can we just
So
move on?
we could come out of closed session and then have a motion on this.
Yeah, you can take no action right now, and just address it in closed.
So we can move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Okay, so where are we here? We're on E, 10E. Discussion, possible action to authorize Attorney Mills to review and update ordinance 1605 sections submitted by Thad Seymour, who is the Potter Lake representative, town representative. And I guess I would like to offer just some comment. There was someone that offered a comment to me today in an email, and I guess it had never occurred to me before. My wife is a county-appointed representative to the board on Potter's Lake. So her boss is Michael Cotter. He's land use, okay? But the issue was brought up whether that presents a conflict of interest for me, voting on things like this, or whether there's a conflict of interest for her because she's, so I wanted to put it in front of the board. I told him I would put it in front of the board. We're gonna wait for Michael Cotter to get back to us as well. But what I would submit for this, I wouldn't let this get sidetracked, because Potter's Lake has 3 primary meetings a year. And one of them is an annual meeting which all the electors vote. It's not even a vote, it's an electors vote. And that's where this was done. This was done at the electors. So I don't think there's a conflict there, but I can abstain if you think I should.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Can I just clarify, is it electors or riparian owners for Potter's Lake?
Well, it's the riparian owners.
Okay.
It's an annual meeting, so it's like the electors for that Potter Lake.
Awesome, thank you.
They are riparian owners. That's
Okay.
absolutely correct.
Well, I'll make a motion to authorize Attorney Mills to review and update ordinance 16.05 sections submitted by Thad Seymour, PLPRD, East Troy representative.
I'll second. I think it was very well written. I think it was very organized and proactive. I was impressed. I appreciate it very much.
Yep.
From the Potter Lake Protection and Rehabilitation District.
I had a discussion with them, and this whole discussion was about trying to, in our ordinances, we had like all lakes more lumped together, and there are different rules for how late and everything, and that's what he was trying, they're trying to address as a lake district. So, yeah, I thought so.
Clearly thought out, they
Yeah.
went through the ordinances, addressed the differences, and made it easy for us
Yeah.
to implement.
Other than the slow and awake hours, am I missing something else?
that was one for sure.
That's why you're reviewing it.
Yeah, I'll find out when I review, I suppose.
Well, yeah, there's, you can see lines and highlights on a couple of areas, and they're primarily times.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I didn't get to that page.
There's 2 pages, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I actually gave you the actual ordinance.
Nice.
Does the Wisconsin state statute give the protective rehabilitation district the authority to make their rules?
It's in chapter 30, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's chapter 30, that's the DNR chapter for water. And there's only a few things we can regulate, and times is one. Can you help me?
Speed.
Clockwise,
I'm thinking-
counterclockwise.
Oh, yeah, you can go
Speed and
counterclockwise.
dates.
Yeah, speed
And dates.
and days. So that you can't limit boats, you can't, all that stuff, but that's right in chapter 30. There's a whole section, and I don't have that off the top of my head. Right there, speed restrictions and additional restrictions. So what I think this primarily does is attempts to establish Powder Lake with separate times, which was always the case on the billboards and everything, but it just never was captured in the ordinance. So, did we have a first and second on this?
Yes.
Okay. Any other comments or thoughts or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we've authorized Attorney Mills for that. So this is the pool of candidates. We have 8 candidates that submitted letters of interest to fill the board position that Supervisor Johnner vacated due to residency. And at this point, we're talking about, at best, February through April. So 3 months that we're talking about here. I would like to offer some thoughts right out of the chute here. I don't think we should be in a position of picking winners and losers. The electors, or the citizens vote us in. So the citizens should have something to say. So I think the 2 people that are specifically running for office this term should not be included in our consideration, just because they're running for office.
I agree.
Me too.
The third person I thought would be somewhat disqualified is Bill Wucherer, and that's primarily because he did run, and the citizens elected not to put him in office. So I'm thinking, as opposed to Chad Wales, he was in office and he just resigned and walked away. So I think we would be going against the citizens in all 3 of those cases. That's just my observation. So I offer that for board consideration.
May I speak?
Absolutely.
I agree with what you have to say. I did pull, now, 2 that are running, who are Chris and who's the other one that's?
Dennis Smith.
Ben Smith.
Ben Smith, okay.
Yep.
So, right, so I wrote down Mitch Berkey, Nicole Hudson, Ken Zest, Brian Johnson, and Sandra Villanese, I believe is how you say that?
I don't know how to say that.
Velisi?
Um,
Velisi, I don't know where I put it in it, but anyhow.
See that?
To be candidates for
How do you say
What
it?
is it?
Villius?
Villius?
Yeah.
Oh, that's way easier. That's like Oconomowoc.
Nice to meet you.
So those are the 5 that I pulled out that I would like to interview. 2, 3, 4.
And Nicole, right?
Right.
I
And,
have 5 too.
yeah, that's all, I think
Could you,
they
who
all
am I
have.
missing? Yeah.
Could you repeat your list?
So the ones.
Mitch Berkey,
Okay,
Nicole Hudson,
yep,
Ken Zess,
yep,
Brian Johnson,
okay.
Sandra Villius.
The list.
Villius.
Oh, yes.
That's my 2 cents. And I guess
Go ahead.
I'd like to do, if we're gonna do interviews, with-
Right, I'd like to
Soon.
schedule a meeting, maybe,
and then give
one
each,
session.
give each one 15
15
minutes of fame, or whatever, you know, whatever you wanna call it. That's my 2 cents, I'll stop.
Huh? You got some thoughts?
Yeah, I was assuming tonight we would schedule a meeting. I don't know if we'd have to have someone from the office reach out to everyone to confirm. I mean, I'd like to do it in one sitting. Yeah, if they each get 15 minutes times 5, that's an hour and a quarter, then obviously we have a closed session review. Come to a decision, before the February meeting.
Why would that be closed session?
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if there's an exemption that would fall under.
Okay. Can we just meet, you know?
So then what, we would just have to
You
vote
have
on
to-
each one individually? Or how do you,
Look, we can only appoint one person,
Right.
so
everyone, okay. So you would just have to come before you'd have to present your,
Right.
now,
You could almost run it like public comments. Everyone can stand up, give their spiel for 15 minutes.
yeah,
You can ask questions of that person. I think all of this has to be done in open session.
so we'd schedule a meeting, we'd just do it like public comments, then we would make a decision and possibly appoint at that
Yeah.
point? At that meeting?
If it's noticed for
Special
that.
board meeting, yeah,
Otherwise, it would be
at the February.
at the February meeting.
So what would you like to do? Would you like to just,
Well, I'd like to hear what Barb has to say first, I guess. Are you okay with those?
I like the selection.
Okay.
I can't weigh in on the process of this.
Okay.
Just due to your availability, or?
Right.
Okay.
My question, I guess, Attorney Mills, is
We still have a majority, right?
how do we, so then, we're in open session when we're discussing which candidate we like?
Pros and cons
Yes.
of each, and, yeah.
I mean, at this meeting, you can narrow it down to whoever you want to invite to that next meeting. Included in your motion is you're gonna allot 15 minutes for each potential candidate. And when you notice up that meeting, you'll put on that agenda that at the conclusion of the evening, the board will vote.
Can we do this Monday? Is that too soon? Can we notice it?
We can
Yeah,
do
3
this.
yeah, we
days
can,
notice.
we can do that.
And we need 24 hours.
It's only the special
It's just a
electors
special
meeting that we need to.
Right, which that shouldn't take very long, right?
Which,
No.
true, I
No,
mean,
there's
then-
one question on it.
Right,
So, yeah, we could do it that.
other than Supervisor Church won't be here.
Well, I'm hoping
Or
maybe I can be
Maybe Zoom,
virtual.
yeah.
It's really hard to organize these things so they're serial, you know? The right decisions are made.
Right.
Right.
But,
Well,
And then do we just pick a date, and then those 5 candidates will have to make themselves available?
that'll be Monday. I'm about to make that motion,
Monday the 19th is what he's suggesting.
is what I'm suggesting.
And then we would
We have
notice
2
it.
people here now.
I can do Monday.
Three,
Ryan?
Brian's,
Okay.
so we have 3 here. Right. So it's gonna be after, what is that, 6 o'clock, I think?
Yeah.
The elect, so,
Should be at like 6:30, right? 6:15.
Special meetings at 6, should be done by 6.
It'll just be an agenda item after,
Yeah.
we'll just
We
move
could-
right into it.
We can schedule it for 6:15. Meetings can start late, they just can't start early.
Right.
Yeah. It can't go on the same agenda, because
No.
that's the
No,
election.
oh, yes.
And it's not noticed, it's a different
It's a
meeting, it's a
meeting.
special
Oh, okay.
meeting. It's just a town board special meeting.
gotcha.
And so it's gonna be an agenda to interview and then have discussion and appoint that night to vote,
Yes.
okay?
That would be good to you.
Did you say all
I
that?
won't be there,
I will.
but I don't have to be there.
Oh, yeah.
I make a motion that we set up a meeting for January 19th following the special electors meeting for interviews on the interim candidates, allowing the 5 following candidates 15 minutes to speak in front of the board. Candidates to include Mitch Berkey, Nicole Hudson, Ken Zess, Brian Johnson, and Sandra Villius.
I'll second.
And do we have to say what we're gonna do with that agenda?
No,
On
we
the
can-
agenda, you should.
On the
Just there, we don't need
Yeah,
to
the
do it,
agenda,
okay?
yep.
So we have a first and a second?
Yes.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Can I ask a question?
You really need the whole board to say yes. Do you want to recognize her?
It's up to the board.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
fine.
Do you want us to talk for 15 minutes, or do you want us to talk for like 3 or 5 minutes and let you ask questions?
Does that mean you can go for 30 minutes? Is that the?
That's what I wanted, like,
It's gonna be
what do
15
you want us to prepare
15
for?
minutes time per candidate. So you can talk as long as
Including
you want,
discussion?
and then we'll ask questions. But
You'll ask questions.
if you talk for 15 minutes, then we're not gonna ask questions.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, so where are we here?
10G.
10G. This is Supervisor Church. Do you want to take it from here?
I think my submission with the memo speaks for itself. I've been, my medical provider has advised me to either be absent or appear virtually, depending on my situation, from January through May. I have served this board for 15 years and I've missed 4 meetings. I would like some latitude here.
I can offer just some overview. There's 2 factors that play into this. We got chapter 60.30 sub 6, which effectively says that the board has to take action on this. And then there's the Americans with Disabilities Act that also plays into this.
Yep.
That says that we need to provide reasonable accommodations. So I think with those 2 things, this board has to act. And what reasonable accommodations would we want to offer? I don't think anybody is looking at, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna add, the other consideration that I briefly spoke about is, possible argument regarding, disenfranchisement if someone's elected official is not allowed to participate in a vote. That would also have to.
Okay, so there's 3 things that play into this.
I think previously we have talked about the ability to attend virtually. I don't know how much progress we've made on that.
Well, management district did it the other night, right, with the Zoom?
Right,
Uh-oh.
Management district did not stream. And
Right,
so
but they
in doing
Zoom.
that, I would not be able to do the stream at the same time because the Zoom was using our camera. And so if we're using our camera on the Zoom, our camera is not going to the stream. So I would either have to start
Oh.
from scratch to go from Zoom to YouTube and find out how to do that.
But we could have, you could do Zoom without camera.
Could we
Barb's
from a separate
beautiful face
laptop.
would be up on
Yeah.
our screen, and she would be, audio only. From
Well,
us
she-
to her.
Right,
choose
she
not
would
to
only
set
be
it
audio.
off
of the
yes.
laptop.
We would be audio, she would be.
So it would be a separate.
Right.
So we would
She would
just,
be the only participant on the Zoom.
Correct.
correct.
Supervisor Church and someone's phone here or computer here.
right, to where she would get audio. It's doable.
Which we could facilitate, it's just, that wouldn't be all
You have a
one
laptop or
unless we
something?
start
I
from
have-
scratch.
I have a laptop, I have an iPad,
Okay.
I have a phone.
So there are a few things that, we talked about doing this in our AV, we're talking about trying to do an upgrade to AV, we're trying to get to this. We're not quite there to be able to pull it off seamlessly and things. So what I think is important, if we're doing virtual, this is some things that I've run across with other county and municipality that allow virtual. Closed sessions cannot be virtual because you don't know who's in the room with the person, right? So typically, they don't allow closed sessions. An electors meeting or an annual meeting, don't you need to be there in person to vote?
You would be at an electors meeting.
Well, I'm just saying, but she wouldn't if she's dialing in. So
The Monday electors meeting.
we got a Monday electors and then we've got April, right? That's gonna be the annual meeting. So
Yeah.
how does that work?
And I don't know where my availability is at this juncture.
Right.
Why couldn't she vote via Zoom? It just wouldn't be a written ballot, she could do an oral vote.
I can show you my whiteboard.
The electors, though, at meeting, it says no proxies, no,
I'm not a.
But she's,
Yeah,
she is an elector.
I understand, but are we allowing everybody to do this then? About setting precedent here, or, just questions we need to talk through, because it gets complex.
I think only if we make it, right? Complex?
I think we need to define
We
what
have to understand what's gonna work, who's gonna test what, right?
what happens a lot.
But right
is-
now, you're only taking action on a request from an elected board member.
Right,
We're not having discussion about opening up to everyone.
we're not. I want to make sure that's clear.
And I'm doing this with a prescription from a medical provider.
I understand, but this is how precedent gets set. This is when you don't discuss about all this stuff, something comes up, and you gotta do.
Well, it'll be precedent on a sitting board member. That's the only precedent you're setting right now.
Right. Other people can come.
I understand, you're talking about the future.
The future, I just wanna make sure it's clear, we're not opening this up for
I
everybody.
think this
But
is,
you've done, but I have identified that I'm an elected official, that I'm doing this with a prescription, and that it is for a specific amount of time.
I'm not trying to be confrontational, I'm just saying, let's discuss it all, that's all.
I think it's, in my thought is like, can it physically, do we know if it'll work? Is the question.
If you're willing to separate the streams, yeah.
I can,
And that'll
somebody
be
can
fine.
hold a phone and I can
How-
watch you guys on the video.
How do you separate the stream?
I would have one laptop here doing Zoom and the Surface doing the stream.
And so where would she be? She would,
On the
she
television.
would be on that
TV.
screen? Okay,
And she would have to use audio from the laptop, so there might be points where it'd be hard to hear, but if you turn yours all the way up, it should work. Because it did for the management district.
it was really good.
They were
actually.
able to hear.
it was on there, it was pretty
Shouldn't be
good.
that difficult.
You could even put a laptop in her, I mean, if
I
you
mean, I
wanted
can
to.
bring, I
And
have.
put just
more
a
than one
laptop that
laptop.
pointed this way.
I would probably hardwire it through Ethernet, because I don't think it would
Okay.
support it.
Okay.
And we don't have that possibility over there.
So we have it's
It
possible.
could work.
Right, so I
Because
think
the
we
sound
can-
would come off of the television,
Sure.
so it'd seem like she was over there, but she'd
And
be
I'll
over
write it
here.
out if I have to.
I don't think we'd be able to read that, Barb, so I think you stating it is
I've got a
probably
bigger
better.
one.
I think we're okay.
No, I think we'll make it. The Zoom worked if we
Mhm, it
can
did.
separate it. It's just providing the live stream at the same time.
Right, as long as
I
you're
mean,
not
I think the
asking me to
precedent
combine.
we're looking for is, you know, this isn't something that people can just do because they feel like it.
Correct.
You know, this is something that, there's a medical condition here, obviously, on an elected town official,
Yep,
where we're trouble as it is, trying to appoint a fifth one to begin with, I
Yeah.
think we need, my opinion is we need Supervisor Church to be involved here. That's my opinion.
And I agree. I'm just trying to point out some things, like,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen with park committee meetings? I was half thinking with John are missing, Booth Lake Memorial Park needs someone, so that sort of takes her off that list. So just a lot
Yep.
of business
No, I get it.
issues that I wanted to make sure we get covered, that's all. So no, if we can do it, I'm good for it.
And if it's during the day, we could easily facilitate a park meeting through Zoom as well. I mean, it's not difficult.
I don't know if you were
But-
planning to have many park
It
meetings.
depends.
I think we
Right, I
can
think your
on board.
physical has to come first.
It does,
right?
and I followed the advice of my medical provider. And I cannot tell you what my path looks like.
Do you think that like on Monday,
I
could be a test? Like,
It could be,
Okay. all right,
that's a little bit too
You just made the
futuristic
essence.
for me to answer at this juncture.
And that's okay. Virtual from a board member to a special electors, that's fine. That's all.
Oh, sorry.
Without having discussed the agenda for Monday yet, or having seen it, is the board going to take action on whatever the electors decide that day?
Yeah.
Yes. I think
Okay.
we're-
We still have
the
three
clerk treasurer
here.
role, yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
just
what it's
wanna,
posted for.
I don't wanna get into the meeting
The
and
clerk
then have,
treasurer
To separate
separation.
the two, yeah.
And the posting also says to
Yeah.
formalize it, right, yeah.
I believe so.
Authorize
don't
it
have it in
during
front of
those,
me.
yeah.
I don't have it in front of me
I
either.
know, but I.
Then yes, it would be no different than any other board action.
So then it would be okay
She
to
could.
do that, into that meeting, okay?
Ben, will you just coordinate with court clerk Olson on when
And-
you'll need to be accommodated?
Sure. I mean,
Or
I
else-
have video equipment if I need to supply it, but yes, I'm hoping to make arrangements as soon as possible.
Oh, I need to wear a GoPro.
Well, I mean, I
Well-
don't think video is required.
I
Is it-
have
It should-
video.
Oh, but they're.
Yeah,
But
I
the
think it should
capabilities.
be.
Oh,
I
to
think
validate
it'd
the
be good to
term?
have.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it should,
I have an
And I think the
iPad
video
with
honestly is
camera.
easier
I
than the
have
audio
two
at this point.
laptops with cameras.
No, that's fine. So
So, oh, go ahead.
so closed session still would be a good idea not to do this virtual because, I mean, there's no way to know who's in the room.
Oh, right.
And that's
But
what,
I could have, you could have me on a phone. I could at least hear what's going on.
I like the visual aspect, just to confirm that it's you.
the way I've.
I mean, but you could be
Closed session.
sitting in your car, you know, if available. Or she can make separation happen.
The issue
It
that,
is not separation, it is the,
For a closed
So we're
session,
saying for
that's
closed
what we're
session.
worried about.
the closed session part, because no one else is supposed to be hearing that.
Right.
Right? So there's no way to control what's going on. That's one of the major things that was brought up to me is closed sessions would be problematic
Well,
for
hope-
virtual.
well, hopefully by the time we have another closed session meeting, we'll have a fourth
Right.
board member, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and she could always talk to the attorney.
And she can come in
Get
too
up to
if she
date.
feels, well,
Right.
if she's up to it.
Right.
She
So,
meaning Supervisor Church.
yes, ma'am.
is there a way to confirm like just wearing headphones? Like you'll see the headphones on her, the sound isn't going anywhere else, she'll be on the visual with them on. Would the sound go anywhere else?
Oh, I understand.
or
also took it off.
earbuds.
So the discussion during a closed session, she's the only one hearing it. I don't know how much you're gonna be able to participate in the discussion.
But if you have like AirPods,
They would hear
you
her
would be able to
discussion too,
speak.
though.
Right.
So I
think it's probably best not to have.
Close up.
and you can always get an update from the attorney, you can't get it from us, that's how that works. So that always can happen.
Okay with that? I mean, that's what we gotta get to some point here.
There
Yeah,
has to be a compromise in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
so what happens if we lose the link? Which has happened. And now we're sitting here live board trying to make decisions, she's not available. Not
The
there.
odds are though, if we lost this link, we would also lose this link.
But we
Because it's on
still
the same
carry,
Ethernet.
we've never stopped a board meeting because we lost the link.
We have.
We have-
We do it all the time.
We don't stop the board meeting.
We passed that one time when it didn't work.
Couple
Oh,
times.
yeah.
Yeah, that was at the
Yeah.
beginning, but
Yeah.
we've had,
In the past years, we have.
we just had an echoing meeting
But
for 12:30 and we never stopped.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But you have to make reasonable accommodations.
right, so
You
I'm just,
can make a reasonable accommodation for this, so I think
Yeah.
someone needs to make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we.
wait a minute. If the link gets lost, what are we doing? Are we stopping the meeting? Why can't we talk about this? I'm not understanding that.
Why, well, rather than come up with 100 different possible scenarios, that seems like something that doesn't happen on a regular basis. So that discussion as to what do we do now, we can have when it actually happens.
And it's not that I won't be understanding here, but I would like to be included to the best of my ability to be included.
Okay.
I mean, dial me up on a phone.
I was gonna say, at such
We can-
time that a link would be lost for the visual, like Zoom piece of it,
Right.
she could be on speakerphone.
My suggestion would be, in case stream is lost or feed is lost, every meeting, whether open or closed, has to come with an agenda. You will know what the board is discussing ahead of that meeting. And if you want to even submit to the chair
Right.
what your position is on whatever is gonna be discussed, you can do that ahead of time.
You can. Okay. All right, that was the last thing I had for a detail to work out. Any other thoughts before a motion? Somebody want to make it, or?
Sure, I'll try. I'll make a motion that we allow Supervisor Church to attend meetings remotely in the months from January to May, as needed.
Or be an excused absence, if necessary.
Remotely being zoomed in. And for the months
Open
from
session.
January to May, right?
Are we
For
For open session only, to exclude closed session meetings.
And we don't have Zoom, so it just remote access, not Zoom.
It could be.
Okay,
free
remote.
Kind of
version.
like Kleenex.
Okay, remote session.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we'll have virtual attendance as necessary, and I hope you feel better. So now we're up to 11. Now, wait a minute.
No.
There's one more.
10H.
Discussion possible action to appoint a board member to Booth. I thought,
I'll make a motion to act as the interim board member for Booth Lake Memorial Park through April of '26.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you very much for
Based on
stepping
my
up.
prior
I was very scared
experience.
about that.
Yeah, you're thinking you're gonna get it.
I thought, I wasn't sure.
All right,
It's, oh wait, it's the third Wednesday.
The next one is,
But you could get alternates for a couple months and couldn't do the
I think it's the 25th.
yeah,
I'll reach out to Chairman Kendall, yeah.
Well, even for ours, if you, for planning, I mean, we do
Yeah,
have the two
alternates.
alternates that we could use.
I'll work it out.
Oh,
you can use an alternate for the board?
For the
For
planning.
the planning commission.
Yeah, you can do that? I didn't know that.
No, she can.
Okay.
She gets to
Going
take
back, just,
vacations.
going back to the, sorry, I should have asked this before, to the, candidates, are you,
I'll reach out to them.
you're gonna send emails? Okay.
Yep, I will reach out to each of them explaining, we will, draw them randomly from a hat, just like we do when we choose order on a ballot for their, slot for presentation.
15 minutes, talk or answer. Sweet. Sorry. Thank you.
So now we're in 11, attorney's report.
Yep, 11A is ordinance 2026-1. It's an amendment, and it's ordinance amending and recreating section 2.20.020 sub 4 to provide statutory options for providing meeting notice. It reads, the town board of the town of East Troy, Walworth County, Wisconsin, does hereby ordain as follows. 1, that previously repealed section 2.20.020 sub 4 is hereby recreated, and this section is amended to read as follows. Sub 4, statutory meeting notice options. This is all italicized. Pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 19.84 sub 1 sub B, there are now 3 different methods for providing notice of meetings to the public. Notices may now either be 1, posted in 3 public places, 2, posted in 1 public place and on the town's website, or 3, provided by paid publication in a news medium likely to give notice to affected persons. 2, all italicized language above is amended language. The remainder of the ordinance remains unchanged. 3, this ordinance shall become effective upon its passage and publication as provided by law. So now you have all options available.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that was the intent.
Yep.
It's gonna correct you on numbering, but it's a ordinance, not a resolution.
Yep.
I was like, wait a second, we already had a 2026.
So, but because it's an ordinance, you still have to waive the
The
second
second.
reading.
I'll make a motion to waive the second reading of ordinance 2026-1. Second.
All right, all in favor of waiving?
Aye.
Aye. I guess it's not there.
It's all right.
It's in here.
So then we have.
I have one here.
That's
You need to sign one.
And then, we did approve this.
Just wait a second.
You just waived the second reading, now we need a motion to
Oh,
approve.
yeah, now we need a motion. I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-1 as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so it passes. Very good.
11B, I spoke with our building inspector today regarding an update on the Elm Street property. He said he would defer to the chief to further supplement the board, but basically he's been working with the owner, who has done a number of things already. He does not believe that the amount of repair work would exceed 50% of the value, so raising the structure is not even an issue that the board could consider. But he has been getting cooperation from the homeowner, and he said things are dramatically better than they have been in the past. And he is speaking with neighbors.
Thank you for clarifying that.
That's it. That's the only report I got from him.
Okay,
Sweet.
so now, we're gonna go into we're gonna do the meetings afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go into closed session, the purpose of which is to discuss personnel matters, benefits, and to generally discuss compensation for multiple staff positions.
So I'll make a motion to move to closed session
Second.
pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85 sub 1 sub C to discuss personnel matters.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Uh,
Reyes, aye.
Jones, aye.
Leonard, aye.
Church, aye.
Bye-bye.
So we're adjourned.
Set there one.